Here is the approach and the kick by Joe Ream, and we're underway. A high end-over-end kick to the far side at the 7. Davis, 10, 15, 20, and is shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line. The Wildcat stop after a gain of 15 comes from James McGill. All right, let's set that Nebraska offense for you. Up front, Josh Schuel, the center. Jake Anderson, Mike Erickson, the guards. Danville Waldrop, Richie Incognito, the tackles. The tight end is Matt Harrion. The receivers are Pilkington and Isaiah Fluellen. We have Corey Ross as the I-back, Judd Davies, the fullback, Jamal Lord, the quarterback. 1st and 10 from the 23 for the Huskers in an I formation set. Right side to Ross. He's at the 25, and he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line for 5. Wideouts left and right, Pilkington in motion. Lord turns, gives it to Ross, starts to the right, back to the middle, and Rashad Washington there to stack him up at the 30-yard line. Liley to the left, Pilkington to the right. 3rd and 3 from the 30. Lord runs option to the near side, and down he goes at the 30-yard line. Josh Buell makes the stop for Kansas State. It is 4th and 3 for the Huskers, and for the first time out, the Wildcat defense holds.
Nebraska went to their favorite play where they reverse the quarterback out, do a quick fake to the fullback, but he leads blocking. The guard pulls, and they try to go down the line on an option. Josh Buell was so quick, he ran underneath, made a tackle for no gain, and Nebraska's punting team, one of the best in the Big 12 in net punting, is out on the field to punt.
Kyle Larson averaging a staggering 45.2 per punt in 2003. Sproles back at the Kansas State 20-yard line. 4th and 3 from the 30 for the Huskers. The long snapper is Lane Kelly. Good snap, not a lot of pressure. Kick is a high spinning kick. Sproles all the way back, watches it go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Well, they're going to mark it at about the 17 is where it goes out. Wildcats in the shotgun to start from their own 17. Sproles is flanked to the left, wide receiver left, and L to throw. Down the middle it goes, and it's incomplete for Darren Sproles at the 25-yard line. Barrett Rude, the linebacker, in coverage for Nebraska. Antoine Polite to the far side left now. 2 receivers left, wide receiver right, Terry, I formation. Roberson under Nick Leckey. Turns, gives it to Darren Sproles, and Darren is knocked down at about the 18-yard line. 3rd down and 9 Wildcats from their own 18 with trips to the left, and Roberson in the shotgun. Back there with him is Travis Wilson. L to throw, flushed out of the pocket, throws, caught by James Terry for a first down at the 31-yard line. Perfect throw, 13 yards, and TJ Hollowell to stop.
Nebraska loves to get you in 3rd and long and bring in blitz. They'll bring 2 linebackers to one side, and doing a great job, Travis Wilson stepped up and made the block on one of the linebackers, which gave L. Roberson time to throw. He had to move up in the pocket, but he did a great job of keeping his eyes upfield and saw James Terry open up in a zone defense. Nebraska plays a lot of zone. He found the gap in there, delivered the ball perfectly. What a great 3rd down conversion for the Wildcats to take the ball out to the 31-yard line.
51st catch of the year for James Terry, the senior from Homestead, Florida, and we've got a stoppage of play.
Wildcats broke the huddle with 12 players, I believe.
Randy Crystal, the referee here today.
Substitution infraction on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. It remains 1st down.
But a passing scenario here on 1st and 15. This is Sproles, and Darren straight ahead will take it to the 28-yard line for a gain of a couple. I formation set. Here's the fake to Sproles. Roberson to throw. Near sideline, man out there, but it's overthrown, and Bill Snyder throwing his papers as that one is overthrown at the 43-yard line. Fabian Washington covering there.
The reason why is K-State came out and showed a new look. Double tight ends, and their wide receiver James Terry was lined up right by the tight end in a wing set. A lot of times when teams scoot in like that, they do it so they can get deep to the outside. And sure enough, wide open, James Terry had run a flag pattern, and he was behind cornerback Fabian Washington, but L. Roberson overthrew the pass. There was no way he could catch the football. It went into the K-State bench, and obviously Bill Snyder knows he missed an opportunity.
3rd and 13 Cats from their own 28-yard line. Trips to the left. There's the snap to Roberson. Not a lot of pressure. Throws left side high and incomplete at the 45, intended for Terry. Ricketts there covering along with Daniel Bullocks for the Huskers. 48th punt of the year coming up for Jared Bright. He averages 40.7. His long this year, 69. Here's the kick away. Davis is back deep. He comes up to the 29, makes the catch to the 30. Slides to his left, fumbled that ball, but I think might have gotten back on it just ahead of the 35-yard line. And he does a 44-yard punt for Jared Bright. Nebraska will start 1st and 10, ball at their 36, single setback, and Lord in the gun. They're going to run the reverse to the near side. That ball is at the 35, to the 40, to the 45, and taken out of bounds at the 46 for a first down, a 12-yard gain. 1st and 10 from the 48 of the Huskers as they move from right to left. Here's Lord on the option to the right side. He's at midfield to the 45, down to the Kansas State 40, and tripped up at the Wildcat 39-yard line. A 14-yard run. It's an I formation set for Nebraska. Pilkington in motion. The turn and the give is to Corey Ross, and Jermaine Berry has him by the ankle as he takes it to the 37-yard line for a gain of a couple. 2 receivers to the left. Single setback is Ross as Isaiah Fluellen goes wide to the right side for Nebraska. The turn and the give is to Ross, and he is corralled by a couple of Wildcats at the 37-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage. Right there, Brian Hickman and Thomas Houchin. Well done by K-State.
Yes, we talk about having your fits. That means you have your responsibility. Is it the outside of the guard, the inside of the guard? Where are you supposed to be? There was a great example where it looked like on a bend back play that Corey Ross had some yardage, but he didn't. Brian Hickman said, I got you to the inside. Thomas Houchin says, I have you to the outside. They squeezed him and tackled him for a very short gain.
Twin receivers to the near side left. LaFleur in the ball game. Single setback is Ross with Pilkington to the right. 3rd and 8 Huskers at the Wildcat 37. Lord will throw it. Ball is caught by Pilkington and then dropped. And there is a flag on the play at the Kansas State 27-yard line. That flag over on the far side of the field. So we'll see.
There's 2 flags. There's one right at the snap of the football, and then there was one downfield, which usually is interference on a defense on the slant pattern. But what is the first penalty? Are they both against K-State, or are the penalties going to offset each other? And the officials are having quite the debate over there on what they saw, because on a slant pattern, there's a lot of different officials that have a look at it, and they're trying to say, did the K-State Wildcats have their hand on the defender on a slant pattern as they tried to throw the ball to Ross Pilkington?
We'll find out momentarily as Randy Crystal comes to the center of the field.
Illegal formation on the offense, holding on the defense. The penalty's offset. 3rd down.
Nebraska 3rd and 8 from the Kansas State 37. Wideouts left and right. I formation. Lord looking left under pressure. And it's incomplete. He throws it as he's going down. And Andrew Scholl with all kinds of pressure on Jamal Lord.
K-State did a good job in coverage right there. That ball was thrown, and the question is, the officials are talking about, did he throw it and hit an offensive lineman, or did he throw it and hit K-State's Justin Montgomery? It doesn't matter. Nebraska has to go into punt formation. K-State will keep their defense out wide. They got to watch for a fake right here. They do not want to see the Huskers fake here at the 37-yard line. This would be about a 54-yard field goal try if you were to do that, but they're going to try to play field position. Remember, that's their game. They send their punter out.
Kyle Larson stands at the
number 19,
49
Kyle Larson
of Nebraska. Back at the 10 is Darren Sproles. Darren hoping for an opportunity here. There's the snap, and it's a good one. Larson, high kick. It's over the head of Sproles. Bounces at the 5, and not saved right at the goal line by the Huskers. It'll be a touchback. Thomas Hill, the tight end on the right from the shotgun. L gives it off to Sproles, works to the left side, and he is swallowed up after a short gain to the 22. Angling to the left side. Sproles out of the ball game. Davin Dennison split one of 2 receivers wide to the right, and here's Roberson, wants to run to the outside and has it at the 25 and leans to the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, 3 shy of the first down. 3rd and 3 Cats from their own 27. Moving from left to right here in the first period at Memorial Stadium. There's the snap. Option to the near side right. L cuts back to the left, and he will go down right at about the 27, which is where he started. Second punt of the day coming up for Jared Bright, who stands at his own 14-yard line. Josh Davis back at the 20. Good snap. Kick is away. High kick. This is a spinner that will bounce at the 30, inside the 20, inside the 15, down to the 11, down to the 10, and will be down there by Maurice Mack. Nebraska 1st and 10 at the 10. Running to the right is Ross. He's at the 15 to the 20. First down to the 21-yard line. And Rashad Washington, the strong safety, making the stop after an 11-yard gain. Nebraska, as usual, one of the top running teams in the country at number 10 nationally, number 3 in the Big 12. But total offense, number 24 in the country, number 4 in the Big 12. Mainly, Stan, because their passing offense has not been good at all.
No, they only average 102 yards passing a game, and last in the Big 12 and second to last in the whole nation. But hand it to Jared Bright. We talked about the punting of Kyle Larson. giving great field position to Nebraska. But Jared Bright's 62-yard punt pushed the Huskers back to their side of the field.
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Man in motion. Lord the snap. He retreats, wants to throw. Down the middle he goes. Has a man out there. That ball is incomplete at the 35-yard line. Fluellen covered by Cedric Williams. 2nd and 10 Nebraska at their own 22. And here is the handoff to Ross, and Ross breaks through. Left side, he'll take it to the 25 to the 28-yard line for a gain of 6. Rashad Washington again the stopper. Tim Liley comes wide to the left side. I formation on 3rd down and right at 4. Lord under pressure, hit as he throws. Right side, ball is caught right on the sideline and out of bounds at the 39. Great throw to Matt Harrion for 11. And Jesse Tetuan the stop. Wow.
Well,
Lord just got crushed as he let that one go.
Yeah, Scott Edmonds is the first substitute for the Wildcats, and he came around and hit Lord in the back right after he threw the ball. Did not affect the throw as an out route. And remember, what Matt Harrion gives you as a tight end is he's a wide receiver type running routes who is going against not your cornerbacks, your safeties and your linebacker. Jesse Tetuan trying to play man-to-man coverage, had him covered over to the sideline, but a nice catch by the big 6'5" receiver gives Nebraska a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 38 as they move from right to left. Man in motion. Lord turns, hands it off. This is Krewald, the number 2 fullback, and he's ahead to the 42-yard line. He gets almost 4 here. I formation, wide receiver to the near side left. Jamal Lord up under center. There's the snap. Option to the left he goes. Doesn't pitch it. He'll keep it, and he is hit hard at the 43-yard line. The stop by Ted Sims, the Wildcat middle linebacker out of Newton. Josh Buell gets an assist on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for Nebraska. Huskers 3rd and 5 from their own 43. Lord the snap, looks right, throws right. High for Pilkington, he had it and dropped it at the Wildcat 45, covered by Randy Jordan. Larson last year in Manhattan averaged just over 40 yards per boot. He's off to a good start today, stands at his own 30-yard line. Great snap, not a lot of pressure. The kick angled to the far side right away from Sproles, bounces inside the 30, rolls towards the Kansas State 25 or thereabouts, and the Wildcats will start there. 1st down and 10. Not exactly what Larson wanted. Davin Dennis and Antoine Polite. Back to throw is Roberson. Now he's going to run the football. L to the 30, to the 35, and slides close to that 1st down marker, and I believe he has it at the 36-yard line. Trevor Johnson, the stopper for Nebraska, a gain of 10 on the play.
Great job by L. Roberson in his decision-making. K-State does not have Darren Sproles in the lineup. They have 3 wide receivers, and Travis Wilson's the only back. It's a 3-step drop pass play. They have Nebraska spread out. They're not bringing a blitz. Only 4 defenders coming upfield. L stood there for a second and said, I can run right up the middle. And when he can get past the line of scrimmage, he can make things happen downfield, and he runs all the way for a 1st down. And the Wildcats quickly put Darren Sproles back in the game.
It's 1st and 10 K-State from their own 37. Wildcats moving from left to right. Ball on the near hash to the right side. Roberson gives it to Darren Sproles, and not a lot there as he is swallowed up at the 38-yard line. He got a yard. 2nd and 9, Cats from their own 38. Back to throw is Roberson. Fakes to Sproles. Darren with a good block. There's the throw downfield. That ball is juggled and caught by Terry. James with a heck of a catch at the 22-yard line. Daniel Bullock's in coverage. 1st down, Cats, a gain of 40.
Great protection up front allowed L. Roberson to stand in the pocket for a long time, and he looked back to his 3rd receiver on the backside, and that's James Terry. Now, James Terry was pretty well covered by Pat Ricketts. Ricketts came over and even tipped the football, but James Terry kept his concentration just like he did at Oklahoma State. He plucked the ball out of the air after it had been tipped, and the Wildcats for the first time are in Nebraska territory.
Husker fans on the south end making some noise. 1st and 10, Cats from the Nebraska 22. Roberson up under Nick Leckie at center. Looks left, throws left high, and it's tipped out of bounds by Antoine Polite. He went up to get it. It was a laser. He couldn't grab it. 2nd and 10 from the 22. Roberson option, short side right. Good pitch to Darren. Sproles at the 20. He's at the 15, 10, 5, chugging. Touchdown, Darren Sproles. That is amazing. 22 yards for Darren Sproles. His 13th rushing touchdown of the year. How about that play for the Wildcats?
Well, Darren Sproles can get it done, and K-State can get it done on the option. But I tell you what, the guy who made an incredible block is fullback Travis Wilson. Travis Wilson drove the star free safety Josh Bullocks not only to the sideline, completely off the field. From the numbers, he drove him about 10 yards out of the way, giving Darren Sproles the maximum area to turn up and set up his next move. He got caught finally about the 3-yard line, but he had the strength to pull it in, and the Wildcats lead the Huskers early in this game.
Dylan Meyer will be the holder for Kansas State. Good placement. Kick on the way by Joe Ream is up. Yes, it's good. 7-0 Wildcats. 1:35 in the first. A 5-play, 74-yard K-State drive, and the kick is away, and it is hammered and over the head of Davis by Joe Ream. Beautifully done. Jamal Lord has the Huskers back up to the line of scrimmage with a wide receiver to the near side. Liley, 2 receivers to the right. Here's the option pitch. It's to Ross. 20, 25, up the near sideline to the 30-yard line. They'll say he stepped out at the 29. The Wildcats stop from Randy Jordan, the corner, here on the near side. So a nice gain for Nebraska on first down.
K-State just went 74 yards in 5 plays. They scored a touchdown on a run of 20 yards. Do you realize Nebraska's only given up 9 runs all year, greater than 20 yards? That 22-yard run, and they haven't given up a touchdown in 4 of their last 6 games. A great drive led by super blocking at the end. James Terry, the wide receiver, and Travis Wilson had giant blocks to help Darren Sproles scoring that TD.
2nd and 1. Here's Ross. Starts right now to the middle. He's got the first down across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Needed 1 and got 5 on the play. Huskers with it, 1st and 10 at their 34-yard line. Twin receivers to the right. Offset eye behind Jamal Lord, the senior out of New Jersey. He'll run option. Now retreats back to throw. Has some time. Fires near sideline. Hickman knocks it down. Hickman, beautiful coverage on Krewald, the fullback. You just can't play it any better than Brian Hickman did right there. 2nd down and 10 Huskers from their 34. They run option. Here's Lord across the 35 and upended at the 38-yard line. The Wildcats stop from Justin Montgomery. 3rd down and 6 Nebraska from their own 38. Lord this time in the gun. Pilkington in motion. Lord back to throw. Now steps up. He'll run the football. He is at the 40 and down at the 41, shy of the first down by about 2 yards. The stop coming from Houchin and Ted Sims, the Wildcat middle linebacker.
And hand it to Ted Sims. There's been a lot of talk about Marvin Simmons and the plays that he made last week. Marvin Simmons did fine for a first game guy, but Ted Sims is the starter, and Ted Sims has played well in the first quarter.
That's the end of the first. Darren Sproles back at the Kansas State 10. Crowd a little bit quiet right now. Good snap. Larson gets it away, and he got off a high spinning kick. Sproles will field this one. A fair catch called for. Oh, he's got to run. He's at the 20, 25, 30. It looked like he threw that arm up there, but apparently not. He takes it to the 34-yard line of Kansas State. Jarrell Pippins makes the stop, a return of 26 yards for Darren Sproles.
And the Nebraska coaches are going crazy. They throw a flag very, very late after the play's over, changing their mind. Last week, Darren Sproles put his hand up to block the sun and really wasn't fair catching, but the official said, I'm going to interpret it as a fair catch. This time, Darren Sproles looked like he was fair catching it, but then he ran with it, so I'm not sure he was or not. But they're going to go back and reverse the call.
A 50-yard punt.
On the receiving team, invalid fair catch signal is given.
Wildcats 1st and 10 at their own 4, leading 7-0 early 2nd quarter. Roberson will run the football. Got a block. He's at the 5, and he'll be tumbled under at about the 8-yard line. He got 4 on the play. K-State 2nd and 6 from the 8-yard line, moving from right to left. Roberson now moves. Travis Wilson to the right side. L will run again. He's across the 10 and out close to the 14-yard line. A gain of 6 and should have the first down. As we look at the mark, Demario Williams making the tackle for Nebraska along with Patrick Kabongo.
Good blocking up front. K-State again goes to a 3 wide receiver set with only fullback Travis Wilson in the backfield. So if you're looking to check or make a different play there, he doesn't have Darren Sproles in the backfield. K-State gets the first down at the 14-yard line. And the Wildcats try and decide. They send a thick package in with Victor Mann and Io Saba because they thought it might have been 3rd and short. They now realize, hey, we got a first down. So the wide receivers trot back onto the field, and Darren Sproles is back into the game.
You can take life as it comes or grab life by the horn. See your friendly Dodge dealer today. First down K-State at their own 14-yard line. Roberson up under center. Here's the give to Sproles. Darren running left side with a flag down on the play. Will take it to the 19-yard line. He got 5 there after kind of stumbling out of the chute. The tackler Barrett Rude, the middle linebacker for Nebraska.
K-State might have had 12 guys on the field.
Substitution infraction on the offense.
K-State was running guys in and out, and the officials' interpretation is that They had 12 guys in the huddle somehow, and Victor Mann gets over to the sideline. The Wildcats will get penalized 5 yards. Again, you'd rather have that happen on first down than second or third.
Fraction, offense, it's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
In the first quarter, Kansas State 14 plays for 99 yards. Nebraska 20 plays for 89 yards. Chili on top. Sonic's got it. Others don't. At Sonic, you can put chili on anything, like Sonic's extra long cheese coney. Get one now. Large tater tots for $2.99. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. First and 15 at the 9-yard line for the Wildcats. They send 2 receivers wide to the far side, including Jermaine Morera. To the near side, it's James Terry. Roberson will start in the shotgun here. Travis Wilson to his right. L wants to throw. Down the middle, wide open. Casey 30, 35, 40, 45 to the 46-yard line is Brian Casey. Wow, what a play. Daniel Bullocks makes the stop. It's a 38-yard gain for Kansas State.
Great recognition by the senior quarterback, L. Roberson. He had a tight end and 2 receivers to the right. He recognized Nebraska's defense, knowing he had so many receivers over the right side that they would allow the middle to be open, and he lobbed the ball right over the linebackers in stride to Brian Casey. Big play, great audible by L. Roberson.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line. L hands the ball off to Travis Wilson. A rare carry here for the fullback. He barrels his way into Nebraska territory for 4 to the 49-yard line. Well done by Travis Wilson, and as I look, that's just his 9th carry this year. LaKeven Smith makes the stop. First time we've called that sophomore's name out of Macon, Georgia. Former USA Today Georgia High School Player of the Year.
Nice 4-yard run, and it's a read play. It's a veer option type of read. L. Roberson decided to give it to the fullback. Every time you can gain yards to the fullback, it'll set up good opportunities further outside.
2nd and 6 catch from the 49. Option here for Roberson. L to the 45. Straining to the 44. Pretty close to that first down marker, about a yard shy. 3rd and a yard from the 44 of the Huskers. K-State leading 7-0. 11:41 to go in the first. Power I formation set. Roberson turns, hands it off to Big Io Saba, and he chugs forward to the 40-yard line. First down, Kansas State. It's a Wildcat Jeep Chrysler first down. Barrett Rude the stop, and Big Io Saba out of Blackwood, New Jersey, got 4 yards on the play.
Io Saba was the blocking back. They had an I formation, and he was the power back on the right, and rather than take it straight up with him leading, they handed it off to him, and they ran over the left side. Nice job up front by John Doty, the left tackle, Ryan Lilja, the left guard, and Nick Leckie, the center, opening a hole for the Wildcats to convert on 3rd down.
Tight end to Casey is on the left side. 2 receivers to the right side, Terry and Morera. Or I should say Polite. Here's Roberson to throw. Down the middle. That ball is intercepted in the end zone. It's picked off by Bullocks. Josh to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, 30, to the Kansas, or make it the Nebraska 41-yard line. James Terry is the tackler. That is what you can't do right there. An interception of L. Roberson.
Well, it's hard to throw the ball deep down the middle late because guys will recover. He had an open receiver for a little while. Antoine Polite was the inside receiver running down the hash, but he didn't throw the ball early enough. And if you give Josh Bullocks a chance to see what's going on, he is going to get there. He went back, caught the ball 1 yard deep in the end zone. He's leading the Nebraska Cornhuskers all time in the season. He's leading the nation. That's his 10th interception of the year. He turns around and returns it out to the 41-yard line. What a big turnaround. K-State had a 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Nebraska has a 1st and 10 at the 41.
10:57 to go in the first half. There's the fake to the back. Lord rolling to the left, straightening up, throwing left side. That ball is incomplete at the Kansas State 24. 2 receivers left, wide receiver to the right side. Here's the turn and the give to Corey Ross, the single running back, 45 to the midfield stripe, to the K-State 45, to the Wildcat 43, and Nebraska first down. Ted Sims the stop for the Cats after a 16-yard run by Corey Ross. Ross coming into play today with 55 carries on the year, 19 of those last week against Kansas. And that was his 8th carry of the day so far, 41 yards.
He's stout, and a good blocking up front gave him enough to get a first down, and there he pushed off Rashad Washington, a very sure tackler, and went further upfield. Remember, 2nd and long, the Huskers run. You need to stuff them there, but that time the Huskers executed.
Now 9 for 57 for Ross after that carry. There's the fake to Ross. Lord will run to the right side, tries to juke a man, and he will be downed at the 41-yard line. Good tackling by cornerback Cedric Williams. 2nd and 8 Nebraska from the Kansas State 41, moving from left to right. Single setback. They're going to run the ball on the option. Here's Lord. Lord is swallowed up. He takes it inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Big play for the Huskers. 3rd and 5 from the Kansas State 38-yard line. Lord fakes to Ross, rolls to the right, under pressure, throws back to Ross on the screen left. He's got a first down at the 30. He's at the 25. He's at the 20. Ross stumbles and is dragged down at the 12-yard line by Rashad Washington. He came within an eyelash of scoring. He got 27 on the throwback screen to the left.
Yeah, he rolled out to the right and threw it back to the left, and he had it well set up over there. Marvin Simmons, the middle linebacker, had worked over the middle of the field, and when he came back and tried to get over to the other side, he actually fell down. And fortunately for the Wildcats, he wasn't the only guy that fell down. Corey Ross had a step on Rashad Washington, and he tripped on the field turf and went down at the 12-yard line. Rashad Washington might have caught him, but it would have been close. Fortunately for K-State, he fell down. But still, the Huskers have the first down.
Double tight end set, Liley in motion, I formation. Here's Ross straight ahead. He's inside the 10, and down he goes at the 7-yard line. Cedric Williams, the stopper after a gain of 5, and Nebraska starting to get it cranked up after that interception of the L. Roberson pass. 7-0 Wildcats, 8:35 to go before intermission.
Nebraska's struggled in the red zone this year. They've not passed for a touchdown in the red zone, and they've only scored 70.7% of the time down there, 11th in the Big 12. Only 44% of them have been touchdowns. The Wildcats need to be another team to slow down the Huskers here and force them to kick a field goal.
I formation, wideouts left and right. Pilkington to the far side, Liley to the right. Lord up under center. 2nd and 6 from the 8. And here's a running play, and Lord is knocked down at the 6 as he angles to the right side. Thomas Houchin, your stopper for Kansas State out of Sanger, Texas. His wife expecting their 2nd child any day now, so he's not just got football on his mind these days, but he did there, didn't he? 3rd and 4 Nebraska from the 6-yard line.
Hopefully she is not listening to the excitement of this ball game,
boy,
because that could create a situation where she can go in labor. I mean, every play when Nebraska's playing K-State is a big play, and here we go with one of those. 3rd and about 3.5 from the 6-yard line.
Under 7.5 minutes to play in the football game now in the 2nd period. Lord will run things from the shotgun. Single setback is Ross right to Lord's left. Fakes to him. Lord rolling to the left, wants to throw, under pressure. Houchin got him. He's going to throw it anyway. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown Nebraska, Mark LaFleur. Was he ruled down? No. Touchdown Huskers. Boy, Houchin came within an eyelash of having Jamal Lord for a sack back at the 19-yard line, but it's a touchdown for Nebraska.
And Jamal Lord is hurt as Thomas Houchin grabbed a hold of him and held on for a long time and tried to pull him down. Lord's a big, strong guy, and he threw the ball. The question is, was his knee down before he threw the football? Houchin was pulling on his jersey, pulled him back, and he found a way to throw it toward the left side of the end zone. And over there, wide open, was Mark LaFleur, and Nebraska is credited with a touchdown pass. Their first in the red zone this year.
We'll see about the extra point here. It is on the way. It is up and good for Nebraska. Sam Cook with the approach and the kick. A high end-over-ender. Headed to the far side. Sproles about 8 yards deep. Will take a knee. There's the snap to L and the give to Sproles, and Darren knifing to the left side takes it ahead for 4 to the 24-yard line. And we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Mid-America Sports Network. Second down and 6 Wildcats from their own 24 after Sproles got 4 on first down. Single setback, 2 receivers to the right, wide receiver left. Option for, now they're going to give it to the fullback, Travis Wilson. He's got a first down to the 34. Man, I had a hard time from this high telling whether that ball was in his tummy or in the hands of L. He picked up 9. First down, Daniel Bullocks makes the stop for the Huskers.
Well, now you see how hard it would be to do those Oklahoma games with Barry Switzer running the option. Every play looked like that. A nice ride. L. Roberson's reading, and he gives the football that time to Travis Wilson, who took it outside of Jeremy Clary's block. 1st and 10 from the 34, and L to throw. Spins it to the left side, caught at the 40-yard line, and Davin Dennis dives for the first down and is just shy at the 43-yard line. Lornell McPherson
Backup cornerback on the play there. A gain of 9 for K-State. Nicely done by Davin Dennis.
The Wildcats spread them out with 3 wide receivers, and normally what Nebraska does this year under Bo Pelini is play a zone defense. And you know you can run a first down hitch underneath them, and that time they did. Davin Dennis picking up a nice solid 9 yards.
Second down and a yard for the Wildcats. Here's the option pitch to Sproles. He's at the 40. Nice juke to the 45. Takes it ahead with a first down in hand to the 47-yard line. A gain on the play of 4. Brandon Teamer, backup defensive tackle, the lead man there for the Huskers, give an assist to Barrett Ruud, middle linebacker.
Good hustle by Brandon Teamer, a defensive tackle getting in there as a true freshman who ran down the line and caught Darren Sproles on the cutback. Everybody's got to hustle to have a chance to get Darren Sproles. He may look like it's going outside and suddenly be coming back at you. Good tackle by the Nebraska defensive tackle.
First and 10 from the 47. L fakes to the back. Tries to get outside. Cannot. He's stopped for a loss. Back at the 45-yard line. A loss of a couple. Demario Williams. Hard to outrun that guy, at least from that particular angle. It'll be second down and 12. You can take life as it comes or grab life by the horns. See your friendly Dodge dealer today. Boy, Demario Williams can really run, Stan.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the respect he's got around here. You mentioned it. He went to Kilgore, Texas Junior College. Do you realize he's the first captain of a Nebraska football team that went to a junior college before? And what's amazing to me, Wyatt, he wears number 7, which is supposedly retired because of Eric Crouch.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how they do it around here. I guess it's retired on offense only.
Second down and 12. Kansas State from their own 45. 7-7 tie. 5:08 to go in the half. Roberson back to throw. Lots of time down the middle. That ball is caught close to the first down inside the 45 at the 44 by Antoine Polite. He is knocked down by Jarrell Pippins. That is a 12-yard gain for the Wildcats. Boy, I'll tell you, he went down and got that when that ball was on a rope. And just inside the 45 and just shy of the first down.
Nebraska likes to play a 5 defensive back set because they can put in Demario Williams, number 7, as a defensive lineman. And that time they had Jarrell Pippins in the game, and Antoine Polite was open for a long time. It took El a little while to figure out where he was because he was positioning himself back there behind the line because of a blitz. He saw the blitz, and a quarterback needs to do a good job of working with his blockers, and El was kind of watching that. Then all of a sudden he goes, hey, Antoine Polite's open. If I throw it low and hard, he can go down and get it, and he did, just short of a first down.
Antoine Polite with the catch, his first of the day, his 19th of the year. Kansas State less than a yard away from a first down, but it is third down at the Husker 43, a 7-7 tie. 4:55 to go in the first half from rockin' Lincoln, Nebraska. Wideouts left and right. Roberson on the quarterback sneak. He's got the first down at the 41-yard line. He got 2 full yards there. Trevor Johnson, the stopper for Nebraska.
Great call by Dale Miller, Greg Peterson, and Coach Bill Snyder. Spread them out. 3 wide receivers spread, 1 back in the backfield, Darren Sproles, just to say it looks like we're going out wide, but let's just quarterback sneak up here, and you can't gang up. El Roberson picks up the third down conversion for K-State.
Wildcats 198 yards total offense, 148 for Nebraska in a 7-all game. First and 10 at the Nebraska 41 for the Cats of K-State. El fakes to the back. Sproles retreats to midfield, throws it down the middle. What a catch with a flag down at the 10-yard line by Casey. His second catch of the day. Barrett Ruud the stop. That is 31 yards for K-State.
Well, there probably is going to be holding or interference against Barrett Ruud, and Barrett Ruud is the one who ended up with the football. Now, are they going to say simultaneous catch and K-State's ball to Casey? Are they going to possibly call it interception? Probably a penalty against Nebraska either way will mean this will come out fine for the Wildcats. And Brian Casey, again, working his way down the middle. Last time he was wide open. This time he wasn't open at all,
Steve.
but El Roberson fit the ball in there.
Pass interference. Defense. The pass is caught. The penalties decline. First down.
Big play for K-State. Here's Chris on the sideline.
Casey caught the ball with Ruud all over him. He hit the ground. Then they got kind of a tumbleweed down the field. They're rolling on top of each other. Ruud took the ball out and held it up in the air. The officials did converse about it, but it really wasn't close. A nice catch by Casey with the pass interference to boot.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line. Option to the right side. Roberson fakes the pitch. Now gets it out there to Sproles, and he is run out of bounds right at the 10-yard line. Darren Sproles picking up a yard. Barrett Ruud runs him out right there. Darren coming into the game today with 1,300 rushing yards, 182 receiving yards, and in terms of all-purpose yards, one of the best. I'll tell you, he may be the best in the Big 12 by the time next year is over with. Roberson up under center. Single setback is Sproles. Back to throw is El. Great block by Sproles. There's the throw into the end zone, and it's nearly picked off again. Oh my goodness. Bullocks had a chance at it again, but dropped it right at the goal line. So it's 3rd and 9, K-State.
And L. Roberson is hurt on the play. Will he get up and stay in the game? The Wildcats hope so, but he took a big hit at the end of the play. They brought the all-out blitz, and L. Roberson threw the ball over the middle late, and you just can't get by with that. He got hit on the arm as he was trying to throw by Phillip Bland, and in the end zone, Josh Bullocks should have caught that ball, almost caught it. It looked like another player ran into him. Fortunately for the Wildcats, the ball falls to the ground, and Nebraska does not have another interception. Here we go, Wyatt, 3rd and 9.
State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there, 3rd and 9 from the 10. Terry goes wide right, 2 receivers to the left. Davin Dennis outside of Antoine Polite. Travis Wilson in the backfield. L rolling left. Now looks middle, throws middle, high and incomplete for Terry. About 7 yards deep into the end zone. And K-State will send on Joe Ream and try to take the lead back with a field goal here.
Well, L's been throwing the ball a little bit high, and James Terry worked over from the right side and running from right to left. He was open in the middle of the end zone, but the ball was just too high, no chance. So an important field goal. We talked about what Joe Ream has done all year long, hitting these field goals early in the ball game that you remember at the end of the game. Here's another one of those shots from the right hash.
From the 17, a 27-yard try for Joe Ream, who has been very good for the Cats this year. There's the placement. The kick is on the way. High end over end kick, and it's no good. It is wide right, and K-State is turned away with 3:49 to go in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Jamal Lord wants to throw. Now he's going to run the football. He's got some room, 25-30. He's at the 35 and backs away and goes down at the 37 for a gain of 17. Cedric Williams, the stopper. An update on the sideline. Here's Chris Allison.
Well, for the first time since the hand injury to L. Roberson, he's out there on the field today without any padding at all on that left hand. And then, as you guys mentioned earlier, he got hit on that last pass, or the second down pass. Got up, kind of rotating his shoulder a little bit, stayed in for the 3rd down play, came off the field, appears to be fine. At least we hope so.
Phil Pete's in the game, backup tight end on the right. 2 receivers to the left, wide receiver right. Handoff here is Corey Ross, and Ross ahead to the 40-yard line. On 1st down, he'll pick up about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. 3:12 to go in the half. A 7-all game, and the Kansas Soybean Commission and Association, along with your soybean checkoff, remind you that using soy biodiesel is good for energy security, the environment, and Kansas soybean farmers.
It's important. 2:56 left here. The momentum is up for grabs right now. The fans just want to take their Huskers into halftime on a roll.
2nd and 7, Huskers at the 40. There's the fake to the back. Lord rolling to the left. Now straightens up and throws far sideline. Has a man out there. Incomplete at the 15. Harrion covered nicely by James McGill. Wow. Harrion, he is such an incredible tight end target because of his speed, as Stan was talking about earlier, and the Huskers tried him right there.
He was the right tight end. He ended up catching the ball or dropping it on the left sideline at the 15-yard line. He crossed over right there. James McGill saw him right away, but he's so fast it's hard for James McGill to catch up. And on the run, Jamal Lord, rolling to his right, throws a pretty accurate pass. Matt Harrion had it on his fingertips but could not pull it in.
3rd and 7, Huskers at their own 40. Ball in the middle of the field as they move from left to right. 2:39 to go in the half and a 7-7 tie. There's the snap. Lord looks right, throws right. Ball is caught by Ross Pilkington. He'll have a 1st down at the 49 of Nebraska. First catch of the day for Pilkington, a gain of 9, his 16th catch of the year. He's from Fort Collins, Colorado, a sophomore, 6 foot 190, played at Loveland High School.
What are they going to do on 3rd down, Wyatt? Throw a slant pass to the right to Ross Pilkington, and that time they did it. K-State also substituted their middle linebacker, Marvin Simmons. In a 3rd and long situation, they were going to call a blitz. Marvin Simmons showed last week against Iowa State with his athletic ability that he is a good pass rusher. So K-State put him in on the blitz. Since they made the 1st down, Ted Sims goes back in for Marvin Simmons.
Pilkington and Fluellen go to the left. To the right side, it's Mark LaFleur from the shotgun. There's the fake to the back. Lord rolls to the left, fires to the left. The ball is caught. Pilkington, for a 2nd straight time, steps out of bounds right near the 40. Brian Hickman runs him out there. It's a gain of 11. And a 1st down. So Nebraska, with plenty of time to go, 2:08 left in the half and all 3 timeouts left, starting to move here on K-State.
They roll their quarterback out to the left, and he throws an out route in the open void near the sideline in front of Hickman. Pilkington makes the catch. And how about the Huskers today? 32 of their 33 plays so far, 11 of them passes. 33% of their plays have been passes today. They're really going to put the game in Jamal Lord's hands and say, you got to throw the ball to be successful against this K-State defense.
I formation set, 1st and 10 from the 40. Lord rolling to the right side, wanting to throw again. Throws sideline high and incomplete at the K-State 28. Fluellen covered nicely by Randy Jordan. It'll be 2nd and 10 Huskers. Stops the clock, does that incompletion with 2:02 to go here in the first half. Mow in and out of tight areas, trim around objects, and reach under shrubs and low-hanging obstacles with a Grasshopper mower. See one of their dealers or go to grasshoppermower.com.
Let me put this into perspective for you, Wyatt. He's thrown 12 passes already here, and it didn't even have time. The most he's thrown this year, 19 in a game. 19 attempts against Missouri is the most Nebraska's thrown. Obviously, they believe they've got to throw, successful or not, to have a chance against K-State.
2nd down and 10 from the 40. Huskers moving from left to right. Lord retreats back to midfield, fires far side. Sliding catch made at the 30. Cedric Williams the stop against Matt Harrion. Let's see about the spot, but it looks like he might have a first down. And he does. First down Nebraska right at the 30. Matt Harrion has made some plays this year for Nebraska. A big one there.
He gets his big body in front of Williams, and you're seeing Jamal Lord's passing. You know, one's a little bit off, one's on. He's very inconsistent. That time he got the ball to the outside. Nebraska has the ball to 30.
From the 30, 1st down and 10. Up under center is Jamal Lord. Now he's changing the play with twin receivers to the short side left and Fluellen to the right side. The single setback is Corey Ross. There's the snap. Lord option left side, 25, and down close to another first down at the 20-yard line. They'll mark him just shy of the 20. James McGill, the Wildcat tackler. It's 7-7, very late in the second period with 1:21 to go. There's the snap. There's the fake to the fullback. Lord will run left side. He's got the first down and is shoved back. And now he goes a little bit forward, takes it all the way to the 16-yard line for a gain of 4. Man, good hard running there by the Nebraska quarterback and pretty good blocking by that left side, Incognito, Erickson, and Sewell.
Don't forget how hard he is to bring down. 6'2", 220. The fifth-year senior is a very hard quarterback to bring down. He's a great running quarterback when he can get his body on you.
1st and 10 at the 16. Trips to the right for the Huskers. Here's the option pitch. It's going to go to Ross. Ross hit hard and driven back at the 15. Good defense. Andrew Scholl leading the charge for the Wildcats. Just a yard there. And now under a minute to go in the first half. A stoppage of the clock with 55 seconds to go. Kansas State 7 and Nebraska 7. 2nd and 9 Huskers from the Kansas State 16. Pilkington in motion. There's the fake to the back as Lord rolls on the option to the left. He's going to run. He's at the 15 and driven out of bounds right at the 12-yard line. Randy Jordan bumping him out right there. It's a gain of 3. 48 seconds to go in the half. And Nebraska looking at 3rd and 6 from the Kansas State 12-yard line.
Well, it's one of those times where you look around and say, big-time teams make plays here. Nebraska saw Kansas State down at the 10-yard line. Their defense stiffened up like they've done this year and forced K-State into field goal opportunity. The Wildcats need to do the same right here with Nebraska down to the 12-yard line.
7-7 ball game. A 22-yard run for Darren Sproles for K-State. Lord to the floor. A 6-yard pass for Nebraska at 7:11 left here in the second quarter. Now down to 48 seconds. 3rd and 6 from the 12. I formation. Pilkington again comes in motion. Lord wants to throw. Over the middle it goes, and that ball is overthrown, intended for the backup tight end, Dusty Keyser. Rashad Washington. Stan, you mentioned him earlier. What a big game he needed to have today. He's been all over the place.
He was, and so was Cedric Williams, who was covering the intended receiver, Matt Harrion. So nice job by the Wildcats. There were 3 receivers in the end zone. The Wildcats were all over him. Had 4 defenders covering those 3 guys. There's nowhere for Jamal Lord to put it. So now they send out their true freshman field goal kicker, David Dykes, to try to put the Huskers ahead.
He's been good this year. 12 of 17. The spot will be at the 20. So a 30-yard try for David Dykes. Ball on the far hash. Placement is good. Kick is blocked. Wildcats block it, and it's picked up by the Kansas State Wildcats, Randy Jordan, and he takes it to the 40-yard line. How about that? The Wildcats block it.
Great play by Thomas Houchin. He'll be able to talk to his new child about the great play that he made in Lincoln. Nebraska lining up for a field goal. He gets in, bursts through the middle, blocks it. The Wildcats pick it up and return it. Both teams had great field goal opportunities, and both teams do not end up with the field goal. Wyatt, this is going to be a long, big-time day today, and Thomas Houchin helped a lot right there. What a great play by the defensive end, fifth-year senior from Sanger, Texas.
Wildcats have 2 timeouts left. Roberson rolling to the left side and under pressure. He's at the 30, 35, 40, and ahead of the 40. They're going to mark him out at about the 42-yard line, so a gain of 4. Barrett Rude and Jarrell Pippins collaborating on the stop for Nebraska. 2nd down and 6, Wildcats, ball at their own 42-yard line. A 7-all game with 23 seconds to go in the half. Roberson back to throw. L cranks it up as he is hit. Down it goes. Incomplete at the 17-yard line for Terry. TJ Hollowell in coverage. And let's again hope that L. Roberson is okay, because he got crunched as he let it go.
Well, surprisingly, Nebraska is really bringing a blitz, which allows K-State an opportunity to throw the ball downfield. And L. Roberson stood in a pocket like he should, took a big hit from a rushing middle linebacker, Barrett Rude, but he still threw the ball down there, and James Terry had a chance to make that catch. Nice throw by L. Roberson. Now, the play before, L. Roberson didn't go out of bounds, which meant K-State had to use a timeout there.
James Terry came pretty close to corralling that one, just not close enough. 3rd and 6 from the 42 for the Cats. Roberson throws again. This one is caught by Terry at the 43 of Nebraska. A Wildcat Jeep Chrysler first down, a gain of 15. Fabian Washington in coverage.
Nebraska's blitzing and giving K-State some chances to throw the ball downfield. K-State takes advantage of it. They have 1 timeout left, 10 seconds. You run up to the line and get ready to roll here. Snap the ball as soon as the official blows his whistle.
10 seconds left. They wind the clock. Wildcats have 1 timeout remaining. There's the snap to L. He looks, now steps, throws left side. That ball is picked off. It's intercepted by the Huskers at the 30 and brought back by Lornell McPherson, and that's going to be the final play of the first half. Huskers will kick it off to start the 3rd, and Sam Cook will do the honors. He puts toe to ball, and this one is a high end-over-ender, and it'll be fielded by Maurice Mack on the far side, and he will take a knee. Kansas State will start 1st down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
K-State has gotten so much better the latter part of this season at coming out in the second half and setting a tone, and you must do that today in a big-time game against Nebraska. Nebraska's been almost flawless in the 3rd quarter, Wyatt. They've only given up 6 points all year. A field goal to A&M and a field goal to Texas. No touchdowns in the 3rd quarter as they've outscored teams 95-6. Here we go. 2 big-time teams who love to dominate the 3rd quarter, getting after it here in a tie game.
Bill Snyder's team will send Terry to the right, 2 receivers to the left. In the shotgun is L. Roberson, fakes to Sproles, runs right, gets a little bit of a crease and takes it to the 23-yard line. 2nd down and 7, K-State from their own 23. L up under center, retreats, looks right, throws that way, and it's incomplete. Intended for Terry at the 29, shy of the 1st down. Fabian Washington covering against James Terry. If you're wondering about Terry's first half, 3 catches and 68 yards.
And the other guy you want to know about is Darren Sproles. 8 rushes, only 38 yards. Now, we're smart enough to know with Sproles, you better wait till all 4 quarters are over. So sometimes he turns it on big time in the second half. But so far, Nebraska's done a nice job of slowing down Darren Sproles.
3rd and 7, Wildcats from their own 23, moving from right to left with trips to the near side. Sproles to the left of Roberson. There's the snap, and in the gun. L wants to throw, has some time, throws, caught at the 36-yard line by Polite for a 1st down. They'll give him a knee down at the 37 for 13 yards. Lornell McPherson, who had that pick at the end of the first half, makes the stop. Here's Chris on the sideline.
Guys, L. Roberson's got a problem with his left shoulder. The last 2 plays, he continues to look over at the sidelines and point to that shoulder. He's holding the arm very, very awkward right now, but staying out on the field. We'll watch that for you as this drive continues.
Kansas State with a 1st down at their own 37-yard line. Not quite a minute into this 3rd period. Tied at 7. K-State moving from right to left with twin receivers to the far side right. There's the snap and the give to Sproles. Darren with a nice little juke move will take it ahead to the 40 for a gain of 3. Demorio Williams makes the tackle, and let's set that Husker defense. Thomas, Bingham, LaKeven Smith, and Trevor Johnson up front. Hollowell, Rude, and Williams, the linebackers. Washington, Bullocks, Josh Bullocks, and Pat Ricketts in the secondary for NU.
You got two Bullocks back there because there's twin brothers. Daniel Bullocks, 1 minute older than Josh Bullocks.
Only you would know that, right?
Got to study something.
2nd down and 8 from the 39. Roberson, option to the left side. Good pitch to Sproles, but Darren is bumped out right at the 39. Got virtually nothing there. DeMario Williams with the speed to knock him out of bounds and catch up. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Mid-America Sports Network. Third and 8 Wildcats. They send to the far side right. Terry, Polite, and Davin Dennis. Single setback is Sproles, offset to the right side, and L up under center. Back to throw goes L. Looks right, throws right. Caught by Polite. Up the sideline. He is going to be stepped out, they say. He stepped out at the 46, just shy of the first down. That is a gain of 7. He needed 8. Boy, that's too bad because he had some room up that far right sideline.
Yeah, he caught the ball on an out pattern, basically the same pattern he caught on this sideline a little bit before. He was wide open, but the momentum of his catch and run had him step out of bounds just short of the first down. This field is not as flat as K-State's. It's more like the old-fashioned fields that had a crown, and when you're running downhill away from the crown, a lot of times your momentum will take you out of bounds.
Jared Bright to punt. Good snap. Here is the kick, and it's a high kick. It's going to bounce at the 25, inside the 20. Nebraska runs away from the ball. It's inside the 15, and it's going to roll down right at around the 13-yard line. A 41-yard punt by Jared Bright. 12:25 to go in the third. It is a 7-7 ball game. Kansas State's touchdown in the first quarter. At 1:35 to go, a 22-yard run for Sproles. Nebraska's touchdown at 7:11 of the second, a 6-yard pass.
Chris spoke about L. Roberson possibly being dinged up down there. Well, we saw in the last couple of plays that Dylan Meyer is starting to throw on the sideline. So the coaches got the message, but L still threw a good ball on that last play.
Nebraska first down at their own 13. Lord pitches it to the left side. This is Corey Ross. Ross at the 15, 20, and dragged down by Randy Jordan at the 23-yard line. Nebraska will pick up a first down there. They'll move the sticks after a gain of 11. 12:17 to go here in the third quarter. Nebraska with Josh Sewell at center. Erickson and Anderson the guards. Billy Waldrop and Incognito are the tackles. Matt Harrigan the standout tight end. The receivers, well, we've seen 4. Pilkington, Fluellen, LaFleur, and Liley. You have Ross in the backfield, and the fullback is Josh Davies. Here's the fake to Ross. Rolling to the right is Lord. Throwing, has a man out there. Fluellen overthrown at the 33-yard line. Covered by Randy Jordan. It'll be 2nd down and 10, and Nebraska came within a couple of inches of having a huge play right there. Fluellen can really run, but Randy Jordan was pretty close with him.
Well, Steve Webster and I spoke in pregame, and we said that the Nebraska Cornhuskers will have a couple of open receivers downfield on play action. It's just a matter of will they complete the ball. We talked about Isaiah Fluellen and the superstar speed that he had. He was open, but Jamal Lord overthrew him.
Wideouts left and right. I formation set for the Huskers. And here is the fake to the fullback. They option it to the left side. Jamal Lord is pushed back as he gets across the 25 to the 26-yard line. 11:44 to go in the period. The Wildcats stopped from James McGill and Josh Buell. So a gain on the play of 3. Call it 3rd and 7 from almost the 27-yard line.
Nebraska's new defensive coordinator gets a lot of publicity, Bo Pelino, but they got a new offensive coordinator as well, Barney Cotton, who came from New Mexico State, and he's been throwing a lot on first down because they've had success running on second down. The formula for the Wildcats is to shut down the running play on second down, and then they'll be on 3rd and long. They did it on that play.
3rd and 7 Huskers at their own 27-yard line. Ball on the far hash as we view it. K-State with a 4-man front and showing blitz. Lord is hit, popped up into the air, intercepted at the 22 by Shull. Andrew Shull from Webb City, Missouri. Just as Lord was wanting to let it go, he got hammered. It went straight up in the air, and Andrew Shull with the interception.
Great job by Kansas State's coaching staff. Bobby Elliott put their linebacker, Brian Hickman, to the outside at the last second, and he rushed around the right side of the defensive formation, and Nebraska was not ready for it. We talked about how Brian Hickman is moving so much quicker after taking a week off. He hit the quarterback, Jamal Lord, in the back. I don't know if they're going to call it a fumble or an interception, but the ball went up in the air, and Andrew Scholl caught it, giving K-State their first opportunity on a turnover in Nebraska territory.
Roberson back in the game. He is going to run the ball here after faking to Sproles. He takes it close to the 19-yard line. He got almost 4 on first down there before the Huskers got him to the turf. Ryan Bingham is the stopper along with Lakeven Smith. So the 2 tackles making the stop for the Huskers there. Delta Dental Plan of Kansas. Expect more, expect the best with Delta Dental of Kansas.
Big opportunity for the Wildcats to turn over Nebraska and score. What a great job on the hit by Brian Hickman, and Andrew Scholl alertly caught a football that went straight up in the air. K-State's in the red zone.
I formation set, 2 receivers left. L fakes, now wants to run right side. He'll take it to the 14-yard line. He got 5 there. He made a nice fake to Travis Wilson, and he took it inside the 15 before Josh Bullocks and Ryan Bingham collaborated on the stop. A 7-7 game, but Kansas State is back in the red zone here with a chance to take the lead early in the third quarter.
Scoring early in the third quarter and setting the tone in the second half is big. K-State ran an option. Nice job. Not a giant hole, but K-State's L. Roberson gets upfield to put them in a third and very makeable situation here.
3rd and 1 from the 14. I formation. L is going to sneak the ball, and he will have the first down inside the 12-yard line. L running right there between Lilja and Leckie, 2 standout seniors. Leckie from Grapevine, Texas. Lilja from Lake Quivira, Kansas. It'll be a Wildcat first down at the 11-yard line. Enter the Williams Fanatical Fan Sweepstakes at your favorite supermarket to win a home entertainment system with a big screen TV. Williams Seasoning, bring on the flavor.
Well, here you go. When you're at the 11-yard line, it's not the greatest place to be with an offense because it's hard to get those 10 yards down here, but the Wildcats are not going to turn it back. They're loving having the football here in a tie game.
286 yards total offense for the Cats. 1st and 10. Here's Roberson on the option to the short side. Fakes the pitch. He's at the 10, 5. Touchdown, L. Roberson and Kansas State. And for the second time today, the Wildcats have a lead against the Huskers. It's 13-7. How about that option play, Stan? Perfectly done by the Cats.
Well, the thing is, the Wildcats on that play had in motion their wide receiver, Jermaine Marrera. Remember we talked about the Orbit series? Well, K-State uses it. And Marrera, who comes around as the pitch guy, K-State did a big job of faking it right up the middle of the field, which meant L. Roberson could turn it to the outside. And about the 7-yard line, he had a one-on-one situation with Barrett Ruud, the middle linebacker. He faked the ball out. Ruud went with it. He turned up inside and made it all the way into the end zone. The 12th rushing touchdown this year by L. Roberson puts the Cats ahead of Nebraska.
A 4-play drive. Here's the point after by Ream, and it is good. 14-7 Wildcats. 9:20 to go in the third. Davis, Liley, O'Halloran back deep, and here's the kick by Joe Ream, and this is headed towards the 5-yard line, taking it to 7. It's Davis, straight ahead, 10, 15, 20, cuts a little bit to the left and takes it to the 25-yard line. The Wildcat stop comes from Josh Buell on special teams. He is
Remember
something else.
Last week they put him on the kickoff team.
Yeah.
K-State has struggled on the kickoff coverage unit. Nebraska does not have a great punt return unit or a great kickoff return unit. Surprising. That's something you always think about with the Huskers. They do have a great punting unit, but so far not as explosive on punt returns and kickoff returns. Nice job by Josh Buell there.
Wideouts left and right. I formation set. Jamal Lord hands the ball off. Left side, Corey Ross, 25-30, and to about the 32-yard line is Corey Ross out of Denver, Colorado. Randy Jordan the stop, along with Justin Montgomery leading the charge for Kansas State.
Nebraska's already thrown the ball 15 times. That's a tendency breaker, obviously. We talked about the most they've ever thrown is 19 against Missouri, but it's still going to come down to stopping the run for K-State. You're going to have to be around those receivers when they're downfield, but you must stop the Nebraska running game.
Corey Ross, 13 carries and 76 yards. It's 2nd and 4 from the 32. Lord hands it off this time, and not much of a gain at all. Brian Hickman the stop on the ball carrier. Ross at the 33-yard line. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for Nebraska. We have 8 minutes, 25 seconds to go in period 3, and the Huskers trail the Wildcats of Kansas State 14-7.
K-State would love to turn Nebraska over 3 and out and get the ball back to their offense with a 7-point lead. That time Brian Hickman and Josh Buell were there. Wyatt, you're not going to be able to call those two linebackers too many more times making plays. Their career is coming to an end.
Yeah, unfortunately, they have been fantastic. Option right side this time for Jamal Lord, and he'll keep it and get smoked at the 34-yard line, shy of the first down. Josh Buell leading the charge. And how about Jermaine Berry? He has really played well in this 4-game win streak. He was also there.
Jermaine Berry loves to run up and down the line of scrimmage like a little Tank Reese, and he'll get you if you slow down. And Jamal Lord did slow down because Brian Hickman was at the point of attack, did a great job of not allowing the pitch, not giving him room to run, said, come to me, baby, because I got some other guys coming from behind. And Buell and Berry were there to hit the quarterback very hard.
Kyle Larson is into punt. He's punted 4 times today. A couple of those have gone inside the 20. Speaking of inside the 20, Darren Sproles stands at the Kansas State 16-yard line. 14-7 Cats, 7:15 to go in the third. Good snap to Larson. K-State setting up the return. Spinning kick. Sproles will let it go. It's going to hit at the 1. Bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Sproles is the single setback. Terry to the left. Wide receiver right. And Sproles straight ahead to the 25-yard line. A gain of 5 on first down. Demario Williams. Boy, how many times have we called number 7 today for the Huskers? He makes the stop there.
That guy is a big-time guy. He led the team in tackles last year with 92 tackles. And this year he has been even better. Done it all. Block punts, interceptions. Last week his Big 12 Player of the Week, 14 tackles, 4 tackles for loss. But you know what, Wyatt? He has not been in the backfield. He is not sacking L. Roberson. That was one of the keys today to make sure that he doesn't come up with a sack.
2nd and 5 from the 25. 2 receivers to the right. L throws to the left to Terry. He's got it at the 32 for a first down. They give him almost the 33-yard line. Pat Ricketts makes the stop, but James Terry is 4th catch of the day.
You know, a lot of times we talk about the end of the game situations, and that's when you have to make plays when all the pressure's on and the crowd's going and things like that. Wyatt, these are opportunities to win these kind of games. The crowd's quiet, 6 minutes, 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Doesn't seem like any big deal, but the Wildcats have the ball and a 7-point lead. You put together a drive here, get a field goal, touchdown, at least change the field position. It can make all the difference in the world.
75 yards on those 4 catches for Terry. Here's the fake to Sproles. Roberson rolls to the right and throws again. This is Polite at the 40, 45 to midfield for K-State. And a first down for the Wildcats. They mark him at the Husker 49. Demario Williams there to bump him out. Wildcats continue to move the ball, and how about L on that play, rolling to the right and on the run, throws to Polite.
So that time they took advantage of Demario Williams, who's looking in the backfield on the fake running play on a first down play. He rolled out to the right. They had 2 receivers over there. James Terry ran deep up the field and running an out pattern. Antoine Polite beat the linebacker. When you play a lot of zone like Nebraska, the linebackers need to get in their areas. He wasn't there that time.
17th first down for K-State. Here's the fake to the fullback and the pitch. This is to Morera to the 45, and he was actually knocked down by a cat, and the ball is loose. They're going to rule it down. The linesman saying the ball carrier was down. Oh, that's a break for the Wildcats, and they'll take it, leading 14-7 here.
Jermaine Morera played the role of Darren Sproles. Remember against the Colorado game last year where he lined up as a wide receiver and he waited for the option to come out his way? This time he was a wide receiver and he waited for the option. When he cut back, he actually was hit by a K-State lineman who was coming out on the play, and he was knocked down by John Doty, the left tackle. Now, he was hit by his own guy, and the ball looked like it came out early. Hey, Nebraska had a call earlier today. Maybe it's finally turned around and the Wildcats get a break.
Absolutely. 2nd and 6 from the 45 of the Huskers for the Wildcats. Option right. Here's the pitch to Sproles. Sproles at the 45, gets around 1 to the 40. First down for Kansas State at the 36-yard line. Again, the stop from Fabian Washington. An update from the sideline. Here's Chris.
Sideline report brought to you by Flonase. All you want is Flonase. Flonase, brand of fluticasone propionate. Remember I said earlier when Jamal Lord did throw that touchdown pass and the knee was down, I said it really wasn't close. That play wasn't really close either. So it all kind of comes full circle for Kansas State. They get a break. They keep the football. And then on the first snap after the break, Darren Sproles makes Nebraska pay, runs for a first down.
You can't get frustrated. Stuff happens in college football. There are no instant replays.
Joe Lawson into the ball game for the first time for the Cats. They have it 1st and 10 at the Husker 36. Wideouts left and right, 2 to the left side. Here's Sproles straight ahead, and Darren crunching forward to about the 31-yard line. He is so good. He got a little bit of yardage there, almost 5, but man, I tell you, against the big guys, he still keeps churning, doesn't he? Josh Bullocks makes the stop.
There's only one speed with Darren Sproles. That's full speed. On that option play before, he was out there with middle linebacker Barrett Root, who's one of the most improved players, according to Bill Snyder, and he just dogged him around the outside. That time taking it up the middle. It looked like nothing was there, but he picked up 5 yards.
2nd and 5 from the 31. Sproles is the single setback. He'll get the call here. He's at the 30 and hit down at the 29-yard line. A couple of yards or maybe 3 shy of the first down marker. Ira Cooper, the stopper for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We approach the 4-minute mark of the third quarter, and K-State close.
Mark this point, Wyatt. This is when you can beat Nebraska in Lincoln. Don't wait till the last minute of the game and try to make plays with the crowd going crazy. Don't expect the officials to make great calls on your behalf then. Score right now. K-State has it at the 29-yard line.
3rd down and 3. L wants to throw under pressure, left side, caught by Polite at the 25 for a first down. They'll give him forward progress to the 24. Daniel Bullocks makes the stop, and L. Roberson puts some mustard on that one, and Antoine Polite is having a nice day for the Wildcats. That's his 5th catch here this afternoon.
Antoine Polite is not the fastest receiver in the world, but he is good at blocking and working over the middle. In a big-time game like that, those guys are very valuable. Making the catch past the first down marker. Good job of not running the route too short. L. Roberson stood in the pocket and made the throw for a 3rd down conversion.
3:28 to go in the third. 14-7 Cats. L fakes, has some time. Now he's going to run. He's at the 25, and down he goes at the 22-yard line. DeMario Williams the stop after a gain of a couple, and that clock continues to run, winding down to 3:13. K-State football is sponsored in part by CHS, the company that supplies food, grain, and energy resources for enriching lives. And K-State football also brought to you in part by your Midwest Ford dealers, home of the all-new 2004 F-150, the only truck worthy of being called the next F-150. 2nd down and 8, Cats from the 22 of the Huskers, leading by 7. For the Wildcats, this will be the 10th play of this drive. Up under center, L. Roberson. From the spread, L back to the 30, wants to throw, throws, and it's incomplete left side, intended for Terry. That ball hit down around his ankles at the 20-yard line. Josh Bullocks in coverage against James Terry, the senior for the Wildcats.
Okay, 3rd and 8, Wyatt. 22-yard line or so. That's about a 39-yard field goal. No wind is an issue here. You need to get points on this possession. So what you want to do right here if you're L. Roberson is not only make a play and pick up the 3rd down conversion, that's obvious, but don't have a bad play. Don't get sacked and take yourself out of field goal range here.
3rd and 8 from the 22. Wildcats will send trips to the left. Travis Wilson is the running back to the left of Roberson in the gun. L to throw, fires left side, caught at the 20, down to the 13-yard line is Davin Dennis. Davin Dennis, it appears, has a K-State first down or very close. Daniel Bullocks makes the stop for the Huskers, and Darren Sproles trots onto the field here as Davin Dennis leaves. That was quite a play.
Well, you run a wheel route. You have 2 receivers. You have the outside guy run a curl and the inside guy run outside and go deep. It's like that at motion, but he doesn't try to go deep. He went right down the line of scrimmage. The ball was delivered perfectly to Davin Dennis while he was running upfield, up his upfield shoulder, and he pushed past the first down marker.
At the 14, Roberson on the option. Waits, wanted to pitch it, could not, and DeMario Williams knocks him down at the 13. L got 1 yard on that play. 2:17 and the clock running, time remaining in the third. Drive into Sonic, where you can put chili on anything like Sonic's extra long cheese coney. Get one now with large tater tots for just $2.99. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
He couldn't pitch it because the defensive end, Trevor Johnson, was standing back in the backfield by Darren Sproles. Trevor Johnson's a very good defensive end who's really not been heard of here today. Good job by John Doty, the left tackle, blocking him. 2nd and 9 Wildcats from the 13 of the Huskers, leading 14-7 and driving late in the third quarter. There's the snap to L. Hands it off to Sproles, and Darren running to the right side will take it to about the 11-yard line before he is stopped on the play. DeMario Williams leading the charge, and Bernard Thomas, defensive end, also there. K-State now looking at 3rd and 7 with the ball at the Husker 11. And the ball's in the middle of the football field right now, which would be great if you had to try a field goal. They are in an unbalanced line. They only had their left guard and their left tackle on that side of the field. They had everyone else over to the right. It's a good opportunity to possibly run an option back the other way. K-State ran the ISO play. Darren Sproles comes out on the 3rd down play. They have 3 wide receivers in and a tight end for this 3rd and 7 play.
That receiver is Davin Dennis, and he'll go wide to the right side. 2 receivers to the left, and K-State wants a timeout. 3rd and 7. L wants to throw, looks that way, incomplete right at the goal line. That ball was thrown low. Terry could not quite get it, and Pat Ricketts covering there, so on trots Joe Ream for a huge field goal try.
Well, you got to throw it low if you're going to throw it over the middle of the defense against Nebraska. In between the zone, Ricketts was on the back of James Terry right as he's trying to catch a football. Good defense, nice throw, but now the field goal team has got to execute. Earlier this ball game, Joe Ream missed a 27-yarder from the right hash. Now he gets a chance for a 28-yarder right down the middle.
On 4th and 7, out of the hold of Dylan Meyer. Placement is good, kick is on the way, it is good, and Kansas State leads by 10, 17-7, 56 seconds to go in the third. Here's the approach and the kick by Joe Ream. It's going to head to the near side. Ball is fielded by Davis at the 2. He's at the 10 and shy of the 15-yard line. Before being pushed back, they'll actually give him the 15, but just barely. The Kansas Beef Council reminds you to block out your dinner plans with beef at your local Sirloin Stockade, Coyote Canyon, or Montana Mike's Steakhouse. 50 seconds left in the quarter. Stan Weber, how about that Wildcat drive? 15 plays and 70 yards.
Yeah, it was an amazing. K-State's run 24 plays in the third quarter to Nebraska's 7. Led by a turnover, Brian Hickman causing a turnover, Andrew Scholl getting the ball. K-State's done a great job in the third quarter.
1st and 10 Huskers at the 15. There's the snap to Lord. He's going to run straight ahead. He's at the 20. Veers left, 25, 30, 35, 40, and finally pushed out at the 42-yard line by Randy Jordan. A 27-yard run with 40 seconds to go here in period 3, and Kansas State leading 17-7.
Remember to find it fast online at Feist.com. The Feist, there's more in it for you. And that third quarter has gone by fast as well as K-State has controlled the football. Amazing 14-play drive to get the field goal. That's the point in the game. You try to win a game when you're playing against Nebraska. 2 great third down conversions, a 6-yard pass to Antoine Polite and a 10-yard pass to Davin Dennis kept that drive alive.
16 rushes, 90 yards for Jamal Lord. 1st and 10 from the 43. Lord wants to throw, rolling to the right, being pressured from the backside, throws, and it's incomplete at the 48-yard line, intended for Pilkington. Very good coverage from Brian Hickman, who is from Mesquite, Texas. That stops the clock with 35 seconds to go in the period, and K-State up by 10.
You want to try to take Nebraska out of their comfort zone and get them hurried up. They only have 7 points in this game, and now they're down by 2 scores with the Wildcats up by 10. So that is so important. It also allows you to make a mistake. Say they get a receiver downfield and they do score, you still have the lead. So very important to be up by 2 points with Nebraska team that's 116th in the nation in passing offense.
2nd and 10 from the 43, and Lord in the gun. Fakes to the back, and he is going to be knocked down by Josh Buell for a loss back at the 38-yard line. Josh Buell putting all kinds of pressure on Jamal Lord, and Jamal, as strong as he is, could not get away from number 7, a loss of 5. It's 3rd and 15.
Great job. Nebraska trying to run the football. Josh Buell back there, the whole front wall there, and K-State does a great job. Nebraska probably won't even snap another play at the end of the third quarter. The Cornhuskers had only given up 6 points in the third quarter until this game. The Wildcats scored 10 to lead 17-7.
Jamal Lord brings the offense out for the Huskers. They have a 3rd and 15 call here from their own 38. There's the snap to the senior Lord. Pressure, throws it downfield, and it's incomplete at the 32, intended for Harrion. Larson into punt, stands at his own 24-yard line. Good snap. Not much pressure. The kick is away, and he got off a wobbly kick this time. Sproles all the way back to the 9. At the 10, he's going to pitch it off to Lawson. Lawson running to the left, has a ball at the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 to the 36-yard line is Joe Lawson. Well done by the Wildcats. Jarrell Pippins makes the stop. It's a 27-yard return as they give him forward progress to the 37-yard line. Let's go down to Chris.
Well, it's interesting. You guys were talking in the first half. Stan mentioned every single play is a big play when you're playing at Nebraska. And I just want to make sure everyone understands what it's like to be down here. There's never a dull moment. There's never an off play. You do feel like any single snap can make the difference in the football game. The fans know it, the players know it, the coaching staffs know it, and I sure know it down here.
Kansas State from their own 37, 1st down. Roberson, pump fake left. Now throws left down the sideline to Terry. He's got it at the 30. He's at the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Kansas State. The Wildcats have scored on a 63-yard play, and they lead 23-7 with 14 and a half minutes to play.
K-State ran a hitch and go. On first down, we talked about third coverage, how K-State likes to run a hitch against that defense. They pumped over there. The cornerback jumped all over it, and the free safety, Josh Bullocks, did too. James Terry flew upfield on the left side. L. Roberson delivered a perfect pass, and Bill Snyder's trying to put the hammer down. He ran a reverse on a punt return trying to get the big play, and then comes back with that touchdown pass. James Terry with that catch becomes the third receiver in K-State history to have more than 1,000 yards receiving, and what a way to do it against the Huskers on a long touchdown.
Point after touchdown try is on the way, and it's good, and the Wildcats lead 24-7. A timeout on the Mid-America Sports Network. Here's the approach and the kick by Joe Ream, and this will go to Josh Davis, 2 yards deep. Straight ahead, he is at the 10, angles right to the 15, and shy of the 20, knocked down just ahead of the 18-yard line. It is Rashad Washington, the special team stopper for Kansas State. Let's look at L's numbers. 14 of 26, 276 yards. He does have the 2 picks with the 1 interception, or I should say the 1 touchdown on the pass to Terry.
L. Roberson bouncing back. We sat there at halftime. We're thinking, this is really going to be interesting. This will define Jamal Lord and L. Roberson, probably their careers, how they do in the second half. And L. Roberson has stepped up.
Here's the quick toss. It's going to go left side to Corey Ross. He is at the 20 and knocked down by Thomas Houchin at about the 23-yard line for a gain of about 3, almost 4 on the play. Let's call it 4. It's second down and 6. 14:08 to play in the contest. Wildcat football today brought to you by Knight Feedlot in Lyons, serving cattlemen like yourself for over 30 years. Knight Feedlot, Lyons, Kansas.
Well, the fish is officially out of the water. Nebraska's offense down by 17 points. Does not feel comfortable in this situation at all. Do they continue to try to run, or are they actually going to throw the football? A great situation for the K-State defense to have Nebraska in.
Lord just 6 of 17 for 73 yards to this point in the afternoon. He rolls to the right, under pressure from Edmonds. Throws to the right side, high and incomplete at the 38 for Fluellen, covered by Randy Jordan, the corner. So now 3rd and 6 for the Huskers.
Well, it's just been a big problem for Nebraska this year. Coming into this ball game, you look at their first down, Wyatt. They've only had 182 first downs, 10th best in the Big 12. 132 of those have been by the rush, only 36 by the pass. This is the point of the game where it's very hard for them to figure out a way to come back. Down by 17 points, only averaging 102 yards passing a game. So K-State just needs to really strangle them here and continue to play hard and take advantage of this opportunity.
Wiley goes wide right. I formation on 3rd down and long. Lord back to throw, retreats to the 15. Pressured out of the pocket right side. Still on his feet and is going to throw the football right on the sideline, deep downfield. It's intercepted by the Cats. It's intercepted at the 40 and brought back to about the 44 by McGill. James McGill and Kansas State, everything going their way right now. McGill coming all the way to the near sideline to say hello to some of the K-State fans here on the side. The Wildcats with the interception, and McGill brings it back to the 44 and steps out. And K-State in great shape now with 13:19 to go. The ball back and leading 24-7.
Yeah, Jamal Lord says, hey, it's as good as a punt. Let me throw it up for grabs and see if my guy, Matt Herring, can catch the football. We talked about the free safety for Nebraska, Josh Bullocks, being able to play the ball, make interceptions. Same thing for James McGill. He leads the Wildcats with interceptions after that one. Nice play by James McGill.
Here's Roberson. He'll follow Travis Wilson to the midfield stripe and down close to the Husker 45-yard line. Wildcats moving that football, a gain of 11 and a first down. Barrett Ruud, the stopper for the Huskers. Kansas State football today brought to you in part by Westar Energy, the people you know and trust to deliver reliable electric energy, doing what it takes to keep the lights on both day and night. Well, if you're a K-Stater, that clock can't run quick enough. We're down to 13 minutes to play in the game. 24-7 Wildcats. K-State 1st and 10 from the 46 of the Huskers. Leckie snaps the ball to L. He'll roll left, breaks 1 tackle, and leans forward to the 42-yard line running left. Barrett Ruud, another tackle for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. He has been busy today along with sidekick Demario Williams. Ruud from Lincoln. Stan mentioned earlier his dad was a great player here. He had 2 uncles play here, Stan. His great-grandfather played football at Nebraska.
And his brother's playing here now. He just signed last year. He's a freshman. So a great Nebraska family. In fact, he just passed his dad in all-time tackles at a giant number last week. So great tradition.
2nd and 6 catch from the 42. This will be Sproles left side, 40, 35, down to the 30 is Darren Sproles before he is pushed off his feet. Wildcats moving from left to right here. Bernard Thomas makes the tackle for Nebraska, but a big gain there.
This Nebraska defense has been tough this year, but they did give 353 rushing yards up to Texas, powering it right at them. They've got to be demoralized right now, losing to the Wildcats for the first time since '68. Great opportunity for K-State to run right at them, just like they are. Keep the clock rolling, and K-State is a power-running football team that can attack Nebraska just like Texas did.
Sproles got 13 there. He's got 77 on the day. 1st and 10, the official call from the 29, and this is Darren Sproles again, and forward he goes for about 1.5 yards before he is knocked down by Bernard Thomas at the 28-yard line. So we'll give him a full yard on the play. Clock down to 11:38 left in this one. Kansas State led 7-0 after 1. It was 7-7 at the break. And going to this third period, K-State led by 10, 17-7, and then got that 63-yard pass play from L. Roberson to JT, James Terry, who now goes wide left. K-State first down, make it second down rather, and 9 from the 28. Roberson turns, gives it to Sproles. Angles left side, inside the 25 to the 24 he goes, a gain of 4. And Kansas State very happy to run the ball here and watch the clock wind down as Daniel Bullocks makes the stop. I formation set. Terry comes in motion across the formation from left to right. Here's Sproles, breaks a tackle. He will take it inside the 20, inside the 15, to the 14-yard line, and we do have a flag down. The stop made by Pat Ricketts from the secondary for Nebraska.
Well, Nebraska might have lined up in the neutral zone, but they're going to call a chop block against Kansas State. He's watching. 2 blockers cannot block the same guy, one high, one low, and he felt like Brian Casey, the tight end on the right side, was involved in a chop block. So Bill Snyder is very upset. He is yelling at the official. He's putting.
Now he tells L. Roberson to get back.
L. Roberson was talking to the official. Some of the assistants were, and Bill says, "Let me do the talking here." And L is over there waving his arms. You notice Chris Allison is on this sideline. Almost every school in the nation has changed what they used to do in the old days.
I can go real quick.
In the old days, you had to have the benches switched. We'll talk about that in just a second, because I think Chris Allison's alive down there.
Yeah. Let's go to Chris. Hey, bud.
Yeah, I'm surviving. There's about 68,000 in disbelief here and about 5,000 that are about ready to burst out in an amazing celebration. I think the Kansas State Wildcats, well, I'm not sure what Coach Snyder was upset about. Something. They didn't like that call at all. Nonetheless, the Cats are pushed back.
3rd and 18, Wildcats from the Husker 37. From the gun, here's L. Retreats back almost to midfield. Now down the middle. He's got Terry at the 5. Touchdown, Wildcats! Kansas State converts a 3rd and 18, and they get 37 yards and another score. Wow, 30-7 K-State.
K-State, great blocking up front all day long. L. Roberson has stood in the pocket and had a chance to look deep down the field. And for the second time in his career, he has thrown for over 300 yards. And James Terry has a new career high, 175 yards receiving. He was the second receiver who ran down the post. Great throw by L. Roberson, not allowing the safety to get over there and make a play at all. He caught it at the 5, took it in. James Terry, another K-State touchdown.
Wildcats dominating here in this second half. The kick by Ream is airborne, and he boots it right through there. It's 31-7 K-State. Here's the kick, end over ender, and this is Josh Davis at the goal line. He's at the 5, to the middle, 10, 15, 20, hit hard, and is upended at the 23-yard line, and Nebraska will start there. 1st and 10 with 9:48 to play in this game. Stan, we talked in the pregame show about what an incredible atmosphere this is when you walk into this place, and for K-State fans who have not been here, you really probably should try to see it once. It is an amazing place. But right now, the Cats have the best of the Huskers.
There's a lot to overcome here. You're going to have calls like the official not getting the quarterback down on a throw, but you got to make plays. You just got to overcome those things. Keep your composure, and the Wildcats have done that today.
I formation. Lord to throw on 1st down. Looks right, throws that way. That ball is caught by Fluellen. He'll have a 1st down at the 35-yard line. Randy Jordan is the stopper for Kansas State. They'll mark him at the 34, but he got a 1st down after a gain of 11. Stop the clock to move the chains with 9:40 to play in the contest. 31-7 Wildcats. K-State on the verge of going 9-3 and 5-2 in the Big 12 North, going into the season finale in the regular season next week against Missouri at home. Lord to throw, steps away from one man, now being chased by Sims, throws under pressure, incomplete at the 48. Jordan covering LaFleur pretty well there, but a nice play by Ted Sims, putting immense pressure on Lord as he rolled to his right.
It's not easy to bring down Jamal Lord. He moves around all over the place in the pocket. Now, one of the things he struggled with all year long and all of his career is throwing on the run. Sometimes he'll have open receivers and he just can't get his body put back together to throw it, and that's part of it. You're not a great passing quarterback. To get off of bounds and be running the football makes it even harder.
Nebraska has given up 501 yards of total offense to K-State today. 2nd and 10 Huskers from their own 34. There's the snap to Lord. Looks left. Ball knocked down by Justin Montgomery, right at the line of scrimmage. Big Justin got a paw up there and knocked it to the turf.
He did a good job in Texas knocking down balls. He has a good ability to do that. Great timing. You know, I was speaking a little bit earlier about how the bench situation used to work. Used to be in the old days, the rule wasn't a Big 8. The home team had to be on the student side, which meant away from the press box. Well, then when the Big 12 came in, they didn't have such a rule. Most people switched around, including K-State, but not Nebraska. They feel like their crowd's so loud everywhere, it doesn't matter if you're on the student side or not.
Wideouts left and right. 3rd and 10 from the 34, and to the far side is the throw for Lord, and it's way overthrown for Fluellen. He is guarded by Randy Jordan. He ran out of real estate over on that far sideline in front of the Husker bench. And now Jamal Lord is just 7 of 23 for 84 yards and a touchdown. And the fans, if you can hear them, I can hear them in my headset roaring down below us. That's the K-State fans cheering that Wildcat defense as it's 4th and 10 Huskers from their own 34. Darren Sproles back to return another punt. Nebraska will punt today for the 7th time. Larson gets it away. High wobbly kick. This will be Sproles at the 15.
Steve, if they keep it,
he
I
is
can
at
go.
the 20 and spun down right at the 21-yard line as Darren Sproles. 1st and 10 Kansas State just ahead of the 20. Here's Darren Sproles. Darren ahead for a couple or so to the 23-yard line. Let's give him 3 on that play. A whole host of Huskers in there that time, led by the charge of LaKeven Smith and Patrick Kabongo. We remind you this fall, check out Garst True Blue Customer Rewards Program. For commitment performance technology, it's got to be Garst. In Highland, see Jerry Blevins. In Dodge City, see the Dodge City Co-op. In Deerfield, see Kenny Lindenberger. And in Elsmore, see Buford Larson. 2nd down and 7, K-State moving from left to right. Big lead in the 4th quarter in Lincoln, Nebraska. Here is the give to Sproles on the left side. Blockers out in front, but Demario Williams wasn't blocked, and he makes the stop at the 26. A gain of 3 for Darren Sproles. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4 yards to go for K-State. We approach the 8-minute mark in this football game. Wildcats trying to win in Lincoln for the first time since '68. They have lost 17 straight times here. Stan, we were talking last night and today. The Cats had a really pretty good chance in '91. Didn't happen. And maybe a couple of other times too. But wow, what a great feeling it would be if they can get this thing done. It's 3rd and 4 at the 26. Hill goes in motion. Roberson fakes, and now he's going to run the ball right side. He's at the 25 and is right to the 30-yard line, close to the first down marker. We'll see if he has the first down. He needed 4 on a 3rd and 4 play.
Well, he tried to get a little bit too much and make a big play out of it when all he needed to do is get the first down. And they're going to be very close on this as they mark the ball right at the 30-yard line. An amazing day for the Wildcats, though, when you think offensively. The Wildcats have 507 yards of total offense. Last year they had 507 yards of total offense against Nebraska. The 2nd straight year the Wildcats have 500 yards or more against the Huskers, and the most yardage given up by Nebraska this year was right here on this field. That 63-yard touchdown to James Terry as the Wildcats do get the first down. That 63-yard touchdown pass to James Terry, the longest this defense has given up. K-State has the capability and the balance to throw and run the ball like very few teams do, and it made it very tough on the Nebraska defense today.
Wildcats have thrown for 313 and rushed for 198. 1st and 10 after the measurement. K-State at the 30-yard line. Ball on the near hash to the right side as L. Roberson walks up to the line of scrimmage. Backs are split. Wide receiver right, 2 to the left side. There's the snap to the senior. Roberson is going to run, gets a block from Travis Wilson, and he goes down at the 33 for a gain of 3 more. Patrick Kabongo leading the charge for Nebraska. And we're at the 7-minute mark in this football game. KSU football brought to you in part by Midwest Ford Dealers, home of the all-new 2004 F-150, the only truck worthy of being called the next F-150. 2nd and 7 from the 33. Travis Wilson comes to the near sideline for K-State. He's made some good plays blocking for that Wildcat run game today, whether it's Sproles or L. Roberson. Out of there now as K-State brings a 3rd wide receiver, Davin Dennis, into the game. He and Polite to the left. Wide receiver to the right is Terry. Nick Leckie calling the signals there at the center position. There's the snap to L. And a stoppage of play. A little bit of movement. We'll see what Randy Crystal and his crew sort out. Going to go against Kansas State.
K-State fans, you have 6 minutes and 26 seconds of watching history. The first win here in Lincoln since 1968. But you also need to watch number 3, L. Roberson. He becomes only the 6th player in K-State history to have more than 400 yards of total offense in a game. He has 401 yards today. Now, he might get sacked or something like that, but he has 401 yards, topping his best against Oklahoma State. Only 5 times has that ever been done before.
Incredible. 2nd down and 12 from the 28. L will run here, and he is upended at the 29, got a yard. And it's Thomas who makes the stop. We pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Wildcats on the Mid-America Sports Network. Back in Lincoln, Nebraska at Memorial Stadium. A lot of folks have left with 5:35 and now the clock running. Left in this one. K-State 3rd and 10 from their own 30, leading 31-7. L back to throw. Looking left, going that way. That ball is incomplete. No, they're going to say it's picked off by Ricketts. They're going to say Ricketts got under that low throw at the 38-yard line. It looked like it bounced, but we're pretty high here, so Ricketts has the interception at the 38.
How about this? The Nebraska Cornhuskers lead the nation with interceptions this year. An amazing 27 interceptions, and that was the first one by Ricketts all year. So he picks out the ball. Ball thrown not very well by L. Roberson. Gives Nebraska the football at the K-State 38.
Jamal Lord back in the ballgame. He's gone all the way today at quarterback for the Huskers. 2-step drop, pump fakes. Now he wants to run. He's at the 40. Angles to the sideline to the 35 and is pushed out by Andrew Schull. Good defense by the Wildcats there.
You know, you say all the Nebraska fans are leaving. The gates are probably open then. So if you're a K-State fan, you might want to drive up real quick if you're anywhere in the area and come in and say you were here.
Why not?
Why not? You're going to say you were here. I know.
Save $55, come in late and enjoy the party.
Is this your first time to watch a game, Steve, here in Lincoln?
It is.
Live. You're going to think this is easy. 1 for 1. 1 for 1. How about that?
That's why I'm here, guys.
You must be the good luck charm. Wyatt's been here before with Colorado State. I know he knows how tough it is.
Oh, really tough. Here's Lord, short side option to the right. He's at the 35 and to about the 33 he goes before he is knocked down by a host of Wildcats led by Andrew Schull again. We're down to 5:08 to play. Yep, this is, well, let's go back to what Chris Allison talked about in the pregame. Steve, Stan, I think we all brought it up. Nebraska 101-5 in the last 16 years at home.
And Bill Snyder had never beaten a team outside of Manhattan that was ranked higher than him. That's going to change today with this K-State victory.
Yep, 3rd and 5 Huskers at the 33 of K-State. Lord wants to throw, under pressure, fires far side. That ball is caught and dropped right at the goal line. Cedric Williams working against Fluellen, and he had it momentarily but couldn't hang on. It's 4th and 5.
Well, Cedric Williams on the inside positioning. The ball thrown pretty well. You know, a play that you expect your wide receiver to make, but Williams never gave up and kind of knocked the ball loose. Good job of getting his left hand in and trying to pull the ball away, and he does just enough to make it an incomplete pass.
Jamal Lord now just 7 of 24 throwing the ball.
Well, you wanted Nebraska to throw the ball more than they ever have this year, and sure enough, the Wildcats have done that. 4th down for Nebraska here.
4:39 to play, 4th and 5 from the K-State 33. It's an I formation set, wideouts left and right. Pilkington to the near side. Back to throw is Lord, being pressured, fires far side. Williams is there again. He's got the ball as he inbounds. Yes, interception, Kansas State at the 6-yard line. Cedric Williams with a heck of a play there for your Wildcats. How about that?
Cedric Williams was on the inside coverage again on Fluellen. This time he caught the football, kept his foot in, has an interception. You may want to say, well, why didn't he just knock it down in case they would have had a lot better field position. But right now, you're happy with any play. You like the confidence that Cedric Williams gets getting that interception. That's Cedric's 2nd interception of the year.
From the 6-yard line, L trying to follow Travis Wilson. Not a lot there. He leans ahead for, well, probably no gain. 2nd and 10 Cats from their own 6-yard line. And the turn and the give to Sproles. And Darren takes it ahead for a yard to the 7, running to the right side. Casey, the tight end, is on the right. Here's Sproles, and Darren will take it to the 11-yard line, straight ahead. Wildcats to punt on 4th and 5 from their own 11-yard line as Jared Bright comes into the ball game. Josh Davis back at the Husker 49 to receive this kick. Jared Bright punting here for the 4th time today. He has done well. He's averaged 49 on those 3 punts so far. Now a stoppage of play, flag down on the far side before the snap. Gives us a chance to remind you, K-State fans, remember that game day starts at Varney's in Aggieville. For everything K-State, log on to varneys.com or call 1-800-KSU-CATS. Check them out today, Varney's.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense.
Called a false start on K-State. So it'll be a half the distance penalty. Ball back at the 6, and it's 4th and 10. So Bright, not a lot of room to work with back there towards the back of the end zone, and Randy Crystal signals that K-State has called their final timeout here. They've held Nebraska to just 277 yards, and K-State with flags down. Jared Bright short hops the punt and steps out of the back of the end zone for a safety. So K-State with a short snap, nicely done by Jared Bright to go down and get that one, and then he dances around and steps out for a safety, and that will make it 31-9. But assuming, well, let's see about the flags here. Randy Crystal, the referee.
Well, if it's an offsides against Nebraska, you could give you room to punt, but if you don't want to mess with it, you might just take the safety and free kick it. So do they think they have enough room to punt the football out against Nebraska by having the extra 5 yards? That would put them out the 11 and give them the full 15 yards to snap the football. And Bill Snyder's now talking to the snapper and asking him, Russ Vanover, can you get a good snap back there for me? Should we punt it again?
Offside, defense, it's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, 4th down.
Well, that's going to frustrate the Nebraska fans because K-State was trying to give them 2 points and free kick the football, and they were offside. So now K-State says, thanks for the 5 yards. We're willing now to go ahead and try to punt the football. So I think they will punt it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have accepted the penalty. No need to take a safety for a second time.
Sure. Jared Bright now just about 3 yards deep into that end zone. Good snap. Now Jared is going to run to the right. And he's going to step out of the back of the end zone again.
I guess they just want to run some more clock because they did take the safety again.
They sure did. Here's the kick, and he shoots this one to the far side. It bounces at the 20. Davis at the 11, 15, 20, 25. Josh Davis 30, 35, and cut down at the 39-yard line is Josh Davis. From the 39, 1st and 10. Jamal Lord remains in the game. He's in the shotgun. Fakes to the back, wants to run. Gets away from one Wildcat and is buried by Thomas Houchin for a loss back at the 34. He sidestepped Hickman, it looked like, and then was crushed by Houchin at the 34. So Kansas State continues to play terrific defense here in this second half. 3:14 left in the contest.
Well, the outcome is known, so I guess Thomas Houchin's pregnant wife can go ahead and listen to the rest of the ball game and listen to how well her husband finishes it off.
Lord back to throw, looks left, goes that way. The ball is caught at the 48. Taking it to midfield is the ball carrier, Isaiah Fluellen, I should say. Randy Jordan is the stopper for the Wildcats. And that will be a 1st down as they give him forward progress to almost the midfield stripe. 2:43 left in this one. Kansas State fans just waiting to celebrate. It's been a long time since K-State has come to Lincoln and won. So many good football teams and players coming up here and leaving frustrated so many times, Stan.
Absolutely right. I mean, this is so tough to come up here and you check off the things that you wonder if you would ever see in your life. And Bill Snyder's been knocking them down overall when K-State beat Oklahoma, then went to Norman and beat Oklahoma, beating Nebraska for the first time in forever since '68 in 1998. Wildcats win 3 straight times against Nebraska at home. The Cats win a Fiesta Bowl. I mean, those kind of things are unbelievable. This is another one of the big ones that the Wildcats can check off. We'll have a chance here in a little while to consider how big a game is this.
Absolutely.
Overall in Bill Snyder's career.
They measure, it's just short. Here's an update from Chris.
I just want to give you the sense of what's happening on the sidelines. K-State players are obviously happy. There's a feeling of jubilation over here right now, but they're not acting like they didn't expect this. They came in expecting to win the football game. There's a walkway behind the bench, and it's filling up right now with Kansas State fans. I imagine we'll see a little bit of a rush of the field maybe after this one ends.
Nebraska third and about a yard to go, a little less than a yard from the 49-yard line. I formation. Wildcats showing blitz, and Lord leans forward on the sneak, and that ball was knocked loose. K-State ball! K-State ball! Josh Buell comes out of there with it for the Wildcats. Lord leaning forward on the sneak appeared to have it, but the ball came loose, and K-State with a takeaway with just 2.5 minutes to go, leading 31-9, both teams with no timeouts remaining.
There's the quarterback sneak, everybody piling up, and he just tried to reach the football out and lost it. Josh Buell is there for the second straight possession. K-State gets a turnover, and 3 of the last 4 possessions have been K-State turnovers. Nice job by the Wildcats. And speaking to what Chris was talking about, hopefully the K-State fans are over there by the fence just to get high fives from the players and not to rush the field.
From the 49, Roberson turns, hands it off to Darren Sproles. Straight ahead he goes into Husker territory at the 48, knocked down by Jarrell Pippins.
Wildcat players like to run around when they go on the road and give high fives to all the players. They'll do that at home probably in the last game next week in Missouri when K-State will play for the Big 12 North Championship.
Travis Wilson coming out of the ball game, favoring his right arm or shoulder. 2nd and 7 Wildcats from the Husker 48. We're under 2 minutes to go. Kansas State will send Antoine Polite wide to the far side left. I formation. As Victor Mann is now the fullback for the Cats. Here's the turn and the give to Sproles. Darren starts middle, goes to the right side, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Sproles at the 10 and bumped out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Darren Sproles with 1:38 to go, taking it down the right sideline. They'll say he's out at the 6. 1st and goal, Wildcats.
That's his 17th game. 17th time over 100 yards. And how many times have you seen Nebraska just run a straight play right up the middle and burst it long against you? Last year, Darren Sproles did it against Nebraska late for a long touchdown run. Here he does it to go over 100 yards. He had 99 anyway. He was going to get it with just 1 yard, but he goes over the 100-yard barrier again. Nice job. 7th time this year that Darren Sproles has done that.
Lance Kramer in the ball game for the Wildcats, along with Saba and Mann. Roberson turns, hands it off. This is Io Saba, right side. Touchdown, K-State. Io Saba from 6 yards, and Kansas State has scored again to make it 37-9 with 1:31 to play.
Well, Wyatt, this game has been out of reach long enough that we got ahead of ourselves. You now have seen the most points ever by a Wildcat team here in Lincoln as Io Saba takes it over the right side, and K-State is putting it on Nebraska. A lot of times when you end a streak, sometimes just everything busts through and everything goes right. Well, it didn't go right exactly in the first half, but the Wildcats fought, and everything has been good for Kansas State in the second half of this game.
We await the point after out of the hold of Dylan Meyer. Here's Joe Ream, gets it on the way. It is up, it is good. Kansas State leads 38-9 with 1:31 to go. A special timeout on the Mid-America Sports Network. 1:31 to play in the game. Kansas State 38 and the Nebraska Cornhuskers 9. Here's the Wildcat kick headed to the far side, and it goes out of bounds And this will be a penalty against the Wildcats. Nebraska will have the ball at their own 35 after the penalty, and Joe Daly, the freshman, is going to run with a flag down. Starts right, back to the middle he goes. Now all the way to the left, and he's dragged down at the 35-yard line by Marcus Patton. That was a lot of running for a very quick freshman quarterback, Joe Daly, for not much. Maybe a yard.
Number 31, Mark.
So with 1:19 to go.
Offside defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
55 seconds before the celebration begins for the Wildcats of Kansas State. Daly under pressure, and he is sacked. He is sacked back at the 35-yard line by Maurice Thurman. Nice job by Maurice. Here's Chris Allison.
Well, just look around the stadium. Here's more history for you. Nebraska fans don't leave early, guys. They stay till the final gun. Look right now, there's about 25% full right now, and many of those are Kansas State fans. Nebraska fans, for the most part, are out on their way home.
How about Maurice Thurman? Welcome to the club. The 17th different player to have a sack this year. We say it every week. 17 different guys with a sack this year for K-State.
2nd and 11 Huskers. Here's Daly. Hands the ball off to Josh Davis, 40. And up into just prior to the 45 at the 44-yard line, and he went to tumbling. That's going to be the final play. 4, 3, 2, 1. It's all over. The streak is over. The Wildcats have won in Lincoln, Nebraska for the first time since 1968. They had lost 17 straight here, but when they finally broke it, they did it in fabulous style, dominating the Huskers. 561 yards of total offense, giving up just 293. 38-9 Wildcats.